Yes, give thanks and praises. Aelia is last the first. Second day in a Rototom Sunsplash. Wow, what a day. Many things happening, many things going on since this morning. You know, vibes F.A.R.I. We're there with Flako, elder from Jamaica. So I want to ask the eye, how they are feeling? How's the vibe?
Indeed, it's a good feeling to travel over land and sea and see RasTafari in a different light. It is very inspiring and very educational for me to see the level of RasTafari, meaning the level of Rastafari consciousness, even so far in Spain. So I'm happy for the vibe and I'm happy for the response that I'm getting, which is very positive.
Ras, what do you think about the festival?
The festival is very interesting to see the variety of activities, not RasTafari alone, but non-RasTafari. You know, everyone have their own little spot wherein they are happy with what they are doing. You know, you have many places that you can go, many variety of things, and people are very resourceful. I've seen things that I've never seen before in the sense of coordination, you know, policing, behavior pattern, mannerism, excellent production. Yes.
Great, fantastic, fantastic. Well, I know that we are very, very glad, you know, full of joy that DI is here with I, you know.
See?
I mean, it's something that we have been looking forward to that, you know, we have been working a lot, you know, in order to make DI come,
True.
you know, so it is a full blessing. Me have to say, it is a full blessing, you know, to share vibrations, especially experience, you know,
right,
as only an elder can give, you know. So it's good for I community, it's good for the people, for the
Sure.
public, you know, to see that that I come together, you know,
yes,
and to see that there is an opportunity to reason and also to listen to the testimony of an elder.
right.
In fact, today we had our first conference. Flako was main guest speaker in the conference about the origins of Rastafari movement, the roots of the movement, and the importance of the elders, because we know that Rastafari is a levity. It's a levity that runs on many levels. So in order to obtain the levels, you have to go through experience and learning, and some of the things is really only through the elders' testimony and experience that we can obtain them. So Ras Flako gave a great testimony about the importance of the elders in the road, also because this is the work that Ras is doing, you know, with the Wise Mind publications, you know, to keep in the testimony and actually write down the testimonies and make books out of them that are available now online. So how was the conference, Ras? How was the vibe? How was the response from the public? What's the eye feeling?
Very, very happy, very pleased with the reception that I received. Very enthusiastic to know that I could share my experience. You know, because medicine says that knowledge kept for self is wasted, you know, which is positive, and it is good to travel so many miles, really, you know, from Jamaica to Fort Lauderdale to Italy, and Italy to Spain, you know, to see the power of Rastafari even over land and sea. Because when Rastafari chant, it's over land and sea we chant, and it is good to travel so far. Then it's also good to see how patient the audience were to listen, you know, and there were expressions on their faces to really realize that I and I have gone through such a great tribulation, and we are not revengeful, we are not bitter, we are happy to know that many victories have been won, and then we have a duty still yet to perform. It is very lovely and nice to see the questions being fielded and to see how deep the audience were in listening and how concerned they were for the future of I Rastafari. How best we can preserve Rastafari for the next generation is basically the concern. But I know we're on a duty and Jah will be done. I last.
His Imperial Majesty. Yes, I have to say that, yeah, the response was great. The response was great. People were really interested, you know, few of them make interesting and intelligent questions. So that's always a good sign, you know. We could say that the audience was actively involved, you know, and taken by what RasFlako has brought to them, because RasFlako recalled some of the experiences of the Ancients, you know, and most of them were about not easy things.
No, police brutality.
Brutality.
Non-stop police brutality. And it is good to bring out those who are protecting you and abusing you. That is very crucial. And then you could not run to anybody. RasTafari could not go to the parents nor go to anybody because RasTafari were disbanded in Jamaica at that time.
Yes, yes, exactly. So we're talking about button licks,
cakes, incarceration, for even herb seeds, for even walking what you call a vagrancy act. You just walk idly around. You can be locked up.
Of course, of course. Well, I think that is very important, you know, especially in this time in which RasTafari has obtained more freedom.
Exactly.
And more independence.
Exactly.
And more integrity.
Yes.
RasTafari integrity is not any more violated as it was in the past.
Yes. So we can say many victories have been won.
Aye.
Many victories. So it is not a sadness. It is more rejoicing to the stage that we have reached. And a deeper look into those who have gone before. And it's like a button change so that we can carry out the work of the ancestors, because now we are the living ancestors in our time.
Great. So, what do you think that the next step for the RasTafari movement outside of Jamaica, considering all the heritage and all the experiences and the history that come out of Jamaica, what is the next step for the RasTafari movement now here in the West, outside of the island?
The first and foremost step is pool resources.
Right.
Pool resources, and then you'll have to look at educational resources among I and I, because we are facing an economic war right now. You see, and there's the system, I would say, now tolerate RasTafari, and within that phase of toleration, we have to maximize. You know, the door is open and open in many ways. So what Azimaj stresses, education is a priority, and pooling of resources. So it's good that ones who are on a common ground, common understanding. Just like F.A.R.I group, they are with a bonding. I can see the level of commitment one-to-one and the level of respect for each other. So even F.A.R.I group, also RasTafari can set a good example for others to follow.
Yes, sir. Give thanks. So, I first touched the traveling subject.
See?
Yeah? And I know that not everybody feel it like the Ike.
No.
Rasta. Not everybody, especially, you know, from our older generation, would take with such a light spirit and fullness of energy
yes,
at road.
Of course.
In a Rome. In a Rome, Rasta.
In a Rome.
You know?
Because I have great experience to share. Because two ancients, you know, of my Bindi house were en route to Africa. And when the ticket said Rome, they said, no way will we enter into Rome. No way. You know, and I learned that from November Bingi. Because one of them is still alive.
See.
One has become an ancestor. And they refused to go to Libya through Rome.
See.
So I am unlearned from that, but I am a conquering spirit. That I see, because we are guided by His Majesty.
Truly.
And no weapon that form against I and I shall prosper.
Aye.
So we just go through barriers.
Aye.
So we just live clean.
Yes, I. Well, we have the example of Berane Selassie, Robert Nesta Marley.
See.
He never stopped traveling.
No.
That was his message.
Exactly.
That was his mission. He must go around.
Yes.
And bring the message, you know. So we can really see that, you know, this is what RasTafari have to do now.
Exactly.
You know,
in this modern time.
In this modern time, RasTafari is at the four corners of the earth.
Right.
Now we're no more in an island. We're no more in a small country. Now Rastafari is spread it all over. So we give thanks, you know, we pay the tribute for the elders,
See?
especially the ancestors, of course, that have contributed to strengthen I Liberty and faith.
Yes.
But also the presence is needed.
The presence is
The
very
physical
needed.
presence
Yes,
is needed.
yes.
I as Rastafari worship God in man,
True, true.
God in flesh.
Yes.
So that means that the physical presence
It's
have
very
its
important,
importance.
very
Yes,
important.
That's why it's important for the people of the festival, you know, to see I and the I
See?
on the same mission.
Yes. There's
On a
no
s-
difference.
There is no difference.
barrier.
So we know that in Rastafari we say iron sharpen iron.
True, true.
So that's when the iron is sharpened, my iron,
And strength to strength.
and strength to strength.
See.
So that's what is important, and I'm very glad the organizers of the festival, they appreciate loved it when we proposed that the eye was trotting
See,
forward,
I'm very happy also.
you know, and I think that this is gonna be only the starting, only the beginning, because Rastafari Liberty is not something that you can only read on a book,
No.
you know. You
It's
have to
practical.
experience it. It's practical. You have to go through. You have to experience it. You have to overstand the levels and go one through one.
True, true.
So that's why it was very important to do this first panel today about the Ancients, about Wise Man publication, to carry the experience, to carry the Bible, biblical
Yes.
references.
Yes, very
because
important.
another thing, Ras, people is really attracted to Rastafari. And people, they know what the Holy Book is. They know
Yes,
what the Bible is.
right.
Because many people grow, maybe most of the people
Go up
would
in
grow,
church.
yeah, in a church, or at least they would have a Bible in their house.
Exactly.
But they never know what the prophecy says.
And the references,
And the
that we
references.
took from the very same
Right,
Bible.
right, so. So the I today quoted Isaiah,
Isaiah. And many Psalms as reference.
Psalms of David.
Yes.
So we know that living in and growing up in a Christian society, in a Christian culture, Catholic or even not Catholic, but you would hear about this King,
Yeah.
the King of Glory
And Revelation.
and Revelation. But they teach you that is referred to Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So as they say, we love Jesus Christ, and we respect the first coming of the Messiah.
See.
But it is the fulfillment
In our lifetime.
in our lifetime that we find it only in the person of His
Haile
Imperial Majesty,
Haile
Haile Selassie
Selassie.
I. So, what would you suggest to somebody? Let's say one of them people that was present at the conference today that is not Rasta but is fascinated by Aina Liberty and faith. So, what would you suggest to some of them to approach Rastafari Liberty? From where would they start?
First and foremost stage is through the teaching of His Majesty.
Haile.
Not through a house or a mansion. Because the house and mansion have their own priorities. So remember, we learn from the Bible, first stage. Then we find that the teaching of His Majesty is first and foremost. His Majesty said, for my part, I glory in the Bible. He also says, read the Bible and find the truth for yourself. That's what we do. Now we found the truth. We know how His Majesty knows the time to read more of the utterances of Kadamawi Haile Selassie. And that's the fullness of the tribe.
Yes, I. Great. Give thanks. So we're gonna have a next panel in a few days,
Yes.
and that will be about Rastafari experience in society, in Jamaican society.
Yes.
So we're gonna touch some subject like jobs opportunities,
Yes.
children schooling,
Yes.
because that is very important,
Very
as well.
important.
So we're looking really forward, to hear the eye testimonies.
Kind of personal testimony.
Yes, I also because the I elder from a long time in the faith,
Yes.
from a long time. I want to say this to all the people, out there, because maybe they don't know,
See,
that the I since was 9+,
right, 9+.
9+ in the faith. So that means that the I have seen many stages,
many
stages,
Many tribulations too.
So exactly. So we are at a point now, in this current moment, in which Rastafari gained its own freedom.
Exactly.
But now, I think we have to learn how to use the freedom.
That is it.
Rasta. So give thanks and praises, Flako. Haile Majesty, yeah? Ever thankful, ever thankful.
True, true.
Haile
For strength.
Selassie the First,
Rastafari.
Majesty.